At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the Director of Career and Student Services, Mr. Jason Stanton.
It's nice to see everyone in person this year. This is Tom Dexter. He's from our broadcast television class here in the building. He's going to film tonight. We're going to post this event up on the guidance website probably by Friday, if not the latest Monday, for anyone if they feel like they missed anything. I'll also be posting all the handouts everyone got and the whole presentation that you're going to see here tonight, so don't feel like you need to take notes. I want to thank Ms. Whiteman and Mr. Bowler for coming this evening. They are amazing guidance counselors. They're going to give you a ton of information tonight. We're going to be meeting with the seniors starting next week in the classes. I'm glad to see some of our seniors here tonight, so there'll be more information going to them as well. So I'm going to give the presentation over to Mr. Bowler now.
You guys can keep clapping. It's so nice to see everybody in person, right? Don't mind me, I'm going to take off my mask because everybody is more than 3 feet apart, okay? Don't go there. I often think about this graduating class because working with a lot of seniors, your kids were in 10th grade, then school shut down. Then we went to cohorts, and now they're seniors. That happened rather quickly, right? So just, I'm happy you're here tonight, because we're meeting. It's been a unique September with the 2 days because of holidays. So it's been a little difficult to get a little traction with the whole college application process and post-secondary plans. But please know, our department is thinking of you and your kids because we understand that things closed down sophomore year. Last year was a unique year with the cohorts, and here we are tonight, right? It's important to know that we're going to be meeting with all the seniors, forcing them a little bit of tough love, because some are in denial that senior year is here. So we're going to be meeting with all of them out of their English classes next week to really go over, and it's not just college. Everybody takes a different path out here. You know, whether it's 2-year school, 4-year school, military, trade school. I think our goal for our kids is when the holidays come around, this is how I phrase it with my seniors, when the holidays are around, what is family going to be asking you? What are you doing next year? And just so you know, students don't have to make their final decision on what they want to do. We call it D-Day, that's May 1st, 2022. So when you think about a timeline, the goal right now is to organize kind of life. It's senior year. What's the plan for next year? And let's cast a wide net. You know, we send out applications to a 2-year school. We send out applications to a 4-year school, military, trade school. Let's get that out before the holidays so everything's out. And then the students, parents, you guys get a lot more clarity come February, March. You're sitting at the kitchen table. These are the schools you got into. These are the plans for next year. And we see it all come April. We have students that were set on staying local, 2-year school. They got a really nice scholarship to St. Joe's. Things changed. We have students who were set on going to a 4-year school. Things changed. I want to stay local for 2 years. We're students that want to do military or trade school. So that's kind of the goal right now. This is what we're going to be talking over with all the seniors starting next week. So we just really wanted to reassure you guys that we're sitting down with you kids next week to really delve into this, okay? We've spoken with a lot of parents that typical teenagers, they're not telling you any of this information. So we can go over everything in the English classrooms next week. What are the odds that they're actually going to come home and say what we discussed with them? Exactly, you are good at this, right? Yeah, that's the reality of it. But just please know our department's working diligently with the students to make sure that they have a nice plan in place. Because like I said, you know, you blink and it's 2022, and we want to make sure every child has a nice plan in place. So with that said, just a few things to go over. We always strive for best diploma possible. So just little things to think about. Mastery, students who are going for advanced regents with mastery, they need to score an 85 or above on all 3 math regents or all 3 science regents. There's a little caveat here because they haven't been regents exams. the last 2 years. This is probably going to be a question for your child's school counselor. I will say, just looking at the cohort together, if the final grade average in geometry and algebra 2 was an 85 or above, and the algebra regents was below an 85, that's the one regents that they can retake. I know it can be a little confusing, so please take a look at your child's transcript, okay? It's available in the campus backpack. If you have any questions on this, because it's a nice notation on their diploma, as far as do they qualify for mastery, please contact your child's counselor. SAT and ACT registration, you'll see the packet that we gave you guys. This is what we're going to be going over with all the students next week in their English classes. The second to last page, there are all the important dates as far as when the SAT is. So you'll notice the second to last page in the packet. You guys are like, oh, great class. Everybody turned almost at the same exact time. So you'll notice that second to last page, those are all the dates for the SAT and ACT. We always tell our students and parents, if you're on free and reduced lunch, let us know, because we can help you out with a fee waiver for those exams. But deadlines are deadlines, so it's important that if your child is interested in an SAT or an ACT, those are the dates. But again, this has been a unique last 2 years. A lot of colleges have gone to test optional, score optional, okay? There's a lot more to your child than just an SAT or an ACT score, okay? So even though the students started taking the exams last year in the springtime, it would not surprise me. Every college is different, but it would not surprise me when you're contacting that specific school, if you're looking at your child's transcript, their resume, and let's say they don't have an SAT or the score is below SAT or ACT, contact that school, because it would not surprise me if they're still test optional. A lot of colleges tell us if the score is kind of what the college is looking for, send it, all right? But it's important to know that, and it's on this slide, if you're going to send an SAT or ACT score, that doesn't come from us, it's not on a transcript. You have to send it through College Board's website or ACT's website. And again, if you have any questions with that, please let us know. This is one of my favorites. I know Mr. Stanton sends out a lot of posts, so please pay attention, because again, there's a lot of virtual college fairs. I know he just sent one out recently for SUNY's. I believe that was just the other day for a SUNY college fair, virtual college fair. This is speaking more to students. We have there were a lot of Google Meets that took place the last year and a half. All right, and a lot of college reps are doing Google Meets or meetings through Zoom. And if I was you, please star this little slide, because this is a great opportunity for your child to network with that college. We had multiple students last year, and you'll see right on here, when a student logs into Naviance and they click on colleges, we already have it posted starting in the beginning of October. I believe it's SUNY Albany and SUNY Buffalo. They're doing college visits. Even though it's virtual, this is a great opportunity for students to network with that admissions counselor. I'll tell you, we had students last year, kudos to them. They had the courage to come down, they signed up through Naviance, and we had multiple students where they were the one, maybe two students, they were the only ones there. And we helped the students out. They had their laptops. We have computer labs down in the guidance office where we help the students log on, and good for them. If they're the only one that's logging in, taking advantage of one of these Zoom meetings or a Google meeting with a one-on-one rep, that just looks great on their part. We always tell the students, you don't just want to submit, because a lot of seniors, what they'll say is, I just want to get this done. This is what they say. They just want to get this done, tell me what to do, I just want to get it out. But it's not just send out your application, you have to take it a step further. I went to Stony Brook. They get 30,000 applications by December. Out of 30,000 applications, there's a good chance that a lot of those students have the same GPA, same SAT, same ACT. So what's going to separate you from another candidate? All right, and those are the little things that go a long way. All right, so please star this slide. We have it up. It's right in Naviance. We're going to go over this next week with the seniors. It's very, very important that they take advantage of signing up for those Google Meets or the Zoom meetings. And if a college is not listed on there, you could still go to the specific college's website, and I guarantee you will find that you could sign up for those Google Meets with admissions counselors. All right, so just to stress that, it's very, very important that they take advantage of that. These next two slides, when you think about the actual college application, this is about 90% of the college application, the student's resume. All right, I was meeting with a student today. Through Boy Scouts, he actually got licensed as a scuba diver. He got licensed and he got an award, and he asked me, do you think I should put this on the activity sheet? Like, absolutely. A lot of times, students have no idea. They've done so much, they don't even realize that they could actually put that on the resume. So this is what we're going to be working on with students. What we like to do is, when the students actually set up their applications and they're working on the resume section, just put whatever you've done in high school, put it on there. We'll help you organize that. We'll help you with the grammar. We'll help you, we want to make sure that the child's reflected as the best version of themselves before the student actually hits submit. All right, so we're going to start working with students on their resume. And you'll notice the last page on the handout that we gave you. These are kind of the answers to the test. These are the essay prompts. Our English department does an amazing job helping us out with this. They already know that they're coming down to the library next week. The English department does a great job with helping us with the college essay. Now, what's important to note, and this is what we're going to stress to the students next week, if you have a deadline of November 1st, do not wait until the week before to go up to your English teacher. Do not wait till the week before to come down to us. The volume of essays that we're reviewing, it's a lot. And you'll notice there's a maximum of 650 words. So you have students who are doing the right thing. They're getting a jump on their essay right now, and they're at 800 words. And I don't know what to do to take it down to 650 words. And when I say you can't do 651, you cannot submit 651. So this is what we're going to be working on. And again, just going back to what we said as far as 10th grade, kind of seniors snuck up rather quickly. Just please know that English department is working with Student Support Center, all right, to help you kids out with this application process. And it doesn't just have to be college, college, college. Everybody takes a different path out of here, and our goal is to really have a nice plan in place prior to the holidays for your child, all right? So with that, oh, we got one more. This is kind of important as far as the admissions terms to know. I was working with a senior today, and he had 10 schools listed, but he wasn't too sure of the deadlines for each school. And this is where we can help your child out. We sit down and we go through their applications, and you'll notice some of the terms are regular admissions. I'll use Stony Brook as an example. You get so many applications, it just says regular admissions, January. That could be a little misleading. And we phrase it this way, even though it's January, do you want to be one of 5,000 applications over the next month, or do you want to be one of 30,000 applications in January? Don't wait, because there's a lot of benefits to getting your applications out earlier, scholarships, acceptance rate. This is why we're kind of jumping into the English classes next week. Two important terms to really notate: early action. You might see a deadline of October 15th, November 1st, November 15th, December 1st. That's a non-binding contract with that school. So you apply early, students get a decision relatively earlier. If they're accepted, great. If they're not, they might be waitlisted, and sometimes we have students coming down in December or January saying, I'm waitlisted, what do I do? This is why it's important to keep your grades up, because waitlist doesn't mean that it's a no. It just needs, the college needs a little bit more information. I just think it's important to notate early decision. That's the one that's a binding contract, and we might have a handful of students each year that they are in love with that school. They feel like it gives them a better chance of getting into that college, but that's a binding contract. So if you apply to 7 schools and you do early decisions for a specific college and get accepted, you're supposed to withdraw all your other applications. The safeguard with that, which I like, is that your counselor has to sign off on it, parent or guardian has to sign off on it, and student, that everybody's on the same page. So it's just important to know those terms. But we go over that with each child when we're getting ready to submit their applications. All right, now with that, I'm going to pass it over to one of the most amazing counselors in East Islip School District, Mrs. Whiteman.
Hello, everybody. Okay, so we are going to jump into the common application. So how are your children, not you, going to be applying to college? Now, I say that because many times we get phone calls from the parents saying, well, I'm working on my child's college application. It really should be the children that are doing these applications, okay? So Common Application is an amazing resource or tool that's become available to students in the past decade. It is one application that's accepted by over 600 schools. So if the schools that your child is applying to are on the Common Application, which most of them are, this is definitely something that they should be using. The average applications for students, I should say, would be anywhere between like 5 to 8 is a good range. Now, does that mean 2 or 3 is bad? No. But I do want to kind of emphasize the students that apply to 12 schools, 15 schools, 20 schools. It is a little excessive in the sense of you're only going to one college. So if you can really do the work ahead of time to pare down that list, it's going to help you in the long run. And then also, when we talk about waitlisting, the colleges are getting such an influx of students that are applying to a dozen or plus schools. So when they have so many applicants, it tends to skew who's going to be accepted. So some students do find being waitlisted because there's so many students that are applying. So just kind of pare down your list as you're looking through the schools ahead of time. So when we meet with your students next week, we are really going to be going over with them the matching process between Common Application and Naviance. So Common Application is where the student applies. Naviance is where all of the school documents are housed. The transcript, the letters of recommendation, the counselor letter of recommendation, the school profile. So the student's going to submit their application through Common App, and then we are going to submit the documents through Naviance. The matching process is so the two programs can kind of speak to each other. And when your child does something in Common Application, it gets notated in Naviance. So we're going to walk them through that process. There is a little QR code on your handout that brings you to a brief video that goes over the matching process. We used to show the video, but it's, I think, it's a little confusing to just watch if you're not actually going through the process. I wanted to touch on teacher letters of recommendation because I noticed that we didn't have a slide included in this. So when we meet with your students next week, we are going to be going over the letters of recommendation process. They will be requesting those letters officially through Naviance. So there's a place in Naviance where the student goes to letters of recommendation. There's a drop-down menu of all of the teachers' names in East Islip School District, or I should say the high school specifically. So we recommend that students ask 2 teachers. So if they are going into a field that they know, science, medicine, English, journalism, they should probably be trying to request a letter from a teacher in those subject areas. If they are undecided, then obviously they can request from any teacher. And then the third letter, if necessary, would be maybe an outside reference, a coach, an employer. Those letters need to be uploaded directly through Common App. So that part can get a little confusing, so we do walk the students through that whole process as well. And then everything gets sent out from the counselor to the colleges once everything is complete. Which is the pink sheet. So this is an important communication tool between the students and the guidance counselors or the guidance office. The Student Support Center is our new name. We are all having trouble transitioning to that. So the pink sheet is basically each student has one sheet It has information, their name, the teachers that they requested letters from. We ask for them to prioritize those letters. So if they have, you know, Mr. Smith, Mr. Jones, and Mrs. Watson, we ask for them to prioritize those three, because if, in fact, the school only asks for one letter, we need to know which is their first choice letter. The letters are confidential, so they don't get a chance to read the letters, but they really should be asking teachers that they have a good rapport with, they have a good relationship with, so that, you know, they are good letters in their reference. So when the student comes down, they let us know that they've applied to a school. They'll meet with either their counselor or either of the guidance secretaries, Ms. Wisman or Ms. Gick, and they'll just kind of go over all of the pieces, asking them, reviewing the letters of recommendation, and then the folder comes to our office and we know that we're ready to send. Okay, so that's kind of how the communication piece is. Because when the student submits on Common App, it doesn't update immediately in Naviance. Unfortunately, that would be beautiful if it did, but that's where that communication piece is. So the pink sheet, we tell the kids, they always have to become finding the pink sheet. Application follow-through. So after they've sent out their applications, we all kind of try to urge the students to get everything out before December break. Obviously, if they have early action, early decision deadlines, October, November, adhere to those deadlines. But if you have regular decision, that's February 15th, there's no reason why you shouldn't be getting these out early, okay? It's easier for everybody. Just cross it off your list and go into your December break feeling relaxed and able to enjoy the vacation. So after you've sent everything out, you may start getting emails from the colleges or phone calls, rarely, mostly emails, asking for some missing information. Colleges historically misplace paperwork, so unfortunately we have to deal with that, but we are happy to send information out if we need to. A lot of times things cross in the mail, or if it's in that virtual cloud and the college just hasn't uploaded it yet, so maybe there's like a time delay there, but anything that you or your child gets that asks for additional information, please prioritize that and bring it to the counselor immediately, because you don't want any time to lapse and any missing information to be there. Colleges love hearing from the kids. So if they have questions about their applications, I always ask, pick up the phone, call the college and say, hello, I'm calling about the status of my application. Those few easy words open up the communication between the student and the counselor or the college admissions rep, and they're able to talk about what's going on with their application. And then also following up with the teachers regarding their letters of recommendation. The beauty of Naviance is the students really can see everything there, so they can see when the teacher has uploaded their letter, they can see when things have been submitted from the guidance office, so it keeps everything nice and transparent. Okay, so Mr. Bowler said before, senior year is very important, and it really is. So the transcripts that we're sending out with your child's information is really grades cumulative through junior year. So their official GPA includes grades through junior year. That doesn't mean that the colleges do not want to see how the students are performing throughout their senior year. So, you know, they want to make sure that the students are still taking challenging courses. They're still getting grades in the same caliber of what they had, you know, the grades that they had had in the years prior. They want to make sure that things are consistent. So they often also request first quarter and mid-year grades, and some colleges reserve the right to make a decision until they have those grades. And then we also send out final transcripts. Final transcripts are automatically sent out based on your child's senior survey, which is something that we do with them in May. So they let us know where they're going to be applying, and then we automatically send those final transcripts out to the colleges. Scholarships. Okay, let's talk about the money. College is very expensive, and it is only getting more and more expensive. So there are ways to lighten the load. Scholarships can come in a variety of different ways. They can come based on merit, so they can come specific to a college. Congratulations, you've been accepted. You've been accepted with a $10,000 a year scholarship. They can come based on talent. Congratulations, you've also been accepted to a team of some sort, or to play an instrument, or to do something with that college, and they're providing a scholarship for your child to do that. They can be based on merit, but not attached to a college, so that is what we would call a national scholarship. So there are many different national searches out there, FastWeb, ScholarSnap. We have a list of them on our guidance website. Those basically, FastWeb is really the most user-friendly and the most recommended one. Your child would go on, they'd take 20 minutes or so, fill out their profile, and then FastWeb will start emailing them scholarships which they feel are applicable to them. So that might be, dad is in the Lions Club and mom is a Rotarian, or somebody is an EMT or a volunteer firefighter. They ask all of those questions about parent involvement as well, because your child might be eligible for scholarships based on that. Also, employers often have scholarship opportunities, so it doesn't hurt for you as the parent to ask your employer if they have any scholarship opportunities for your child to apply to. And then the local scholarships are scholarships from our community in East Islip and are only available to the seniors here. So in the spring each year, a scholarship packet gets posted on the website, and we can't encourage students to apply to more of those scholarships because every year we get fewer and fewer applicants. But there is a lot of money that is offered from the different community organizations for students to apply to the schools that they will be attending. All of the scholarship information that we get is organized in Naviance under a scholarship list. So anything that we get through our office regarding national scholarships gets posted there. We also have created a scholarship group in Parent/Student Square. There's a flyer that's the second to last in your packet. If you already have the app, which is what those QR codes are to download the app, there's instructions on the bottom on how you can join those groups, okay? And then also, a little bit underneath, is how to get your notifications. So if you are in these groups, just make sure you have the notifications turned on so that you are getting alerts or banners on your phone whenever anything is sent out. And then lastly, as your child hopefully is awarded scholarship monies through different colleges or nationally or locally, we just ask that they either email us or bring in a copy of the award letters. We do like to keep a database of all of the scholarship monies that the students are awarded. NCAA, the National Collegiate Athletic Association. So as we mentioned before, their talent-based sports might be a way that a student would get scholarship money for a college. If a student is planning on playing Division I or Division II athletics, they will need to create an account through the NCAA Eligibility Center. There is, the website's right there, and it's also on our high school guidance page. It's really just a few questions that they have to answer, and then Ms. Pignataro is our NCAA liaison in the office. So she does send out the initial transcript and then the final transcript for your child, which is part of the eligibility for them to be cleared to play. Okay, the Q&A. I just wanted to, do you mind just grabbing me a copy of that packet? I just wanted to make sure I covered everything that was in that packet. The handout that we gave you, or you'll be able to view online as well, is a copy of the presentation, the slides. It had that flyer for you for joining the scholarship notifications, and then I just wanted to make sure we covered everything on the sheet, information for the seniors, the test dates, sending the scores electronically. You need to go to those websites directly, and then on the very back, we also have Suffolk On-Site College Days. So those are projected to be in person. Fingers crossed they remain in December. But that's an opportunity for any students who are planning to apply to Suffolk to meet with an admissions rep right there. The transcripts are printed out and ready for them. So if they are interested in that, they can come down to the office to make an appointment. Or they can bypass that if they really want to and just go onto the website. So all of that information is for you in the handouts. Okay? Thank you very much.